Happy New Year, everybody. It's 2022. I cannot even process that. I was just getting used to writing 2021 on things, and now we have to change it. Seems like that happens every year. But I just wanted to pop in here and say, hey, and Happy New Year. And I don't know if your church or whatever organization you might be affiliated with does any fasting at the beginning of the year, but the Church of the Highlands that I attend does a 21-day prayer and fasting. So if you don't have a church group that you can do this with, you are more than welcome to join with the online or in person and do the 21 days of prayer and fasting with Church of the Highlands. So with that being said, I am in the middle of it right now, and it's such a wonderful and fulfilling time to, first of all, start your year focused on what we're supposed to be focused on all year, but start with giving the first part of a new year to God, your full and undivided attention. And even if you're not ready to do the fasting, even just the prayer, make sure that you start your day with that. It's such a blessing to your life, and you may not even realize what a wonderful effect it has on you until you actually do it. So something I wanted to talk about today, and throughout some of the messaging with the 21 days of prayer and fasting through the church, is this focus. We've been talking about staying focused on God, and it made me think about a little story from when I was growing up. As a lot of you know, I grew up in Mississippi, farming community, and so pretty much anyone who lived around there, you got out and worked in the fields, you drove a tractor, you did whatever it took to keep the family business going. So one thing that during spring break and summer vacation, I was always on a tractor doing stuff. So this was something my dad, I enjoy doing it. I enjoy spending this time with my dad. But there was one thing my dad had taught me, among the hundreds of things that he taught me, but one thing that just really sticks with me right now during this season is that when you're starting out and you're getting ready to begin a row going across a field, you've got this wide field that's, you can just see just land everywhere. Well, the object of having the rows for your crop, obviously your rows need to be straight, because once you start the row, you plant the row, you have to harvest the row. You have to be able to spray it. And if your row's all helter-skelter, you can't do what it takes to maintain that in a positive and nourishing way for the crop. So the way he taught me to do this, it's such a simple idea, and yet some people find it so difficult. He said, okay, what you do is you set your eyes on something over there. And now you are going to drive a straight line to that point. Don't take your eyes off of it. Don't look to the side, because when you do, your tractor will start going to the side. If you want to get a straight row, that's how you do it. And so simple, yet so brilliant. My dad was so incredibly great at teaching things, and he's right. If you would take your focus and keep it on that one point, as you drive, your row will be straight. So this isn't just a cosmetic thing. I mean, yes, it looks great if all the rows are nice and straight, but like I said, you have to maintain this crop, and in order to maintain this crop, you've got to keep coming back up and down these rows. So you need them to be straight so that in the future, when you're using equipment to drive up and down the rows, they're not all helter-skelter. You'd never be able to maintain that. So, of course, as a child, I didn't always listen to everything I was taught, and there were times that I would start right here, and I would find something in the distance to focus on. Okay, this is what Dad said to do. But As a kid, we get distracted. You see something over here. Oh, I see a deer over there. Oh, look at that cool looking tree over there. And next thing you know, your row is starting to veer to the side. Well, when you realize it, you want to correct it. So then you veer back and you try to get your eye back on what you're supposed to be focused. So when you get to the end of the row and you look down at, what do you see? So the same thing applies to our lives. The Bible tells us to stay focused on God. If we're looking straight towards God and heading that direction, our lives will be easier to maintain. Our journey will be easier to maintain. The path will be easier to maintain. Everything in our life will work better. It will be easier. It will be less trouble, less problems. Everything will work as it should. When we veer off here and there, when we lose our focus, when we start looking at things over here and looking at things over here and paying attention to this and letting this come in and distract us and letting this come in and distract us, all those distractions are from Satan because he doesn't want us to be productive. So he tries to come in and pull us this way or that way, and it is so easy to get distracted and do that. And you'll still get to the end of the row, but when you look back, what will you see? Was it easy? Were there troubles and trials that were caused because you lost focus? Were there issues in your life and with your relationships and with your family and with your job and with your finances? Everything that God wants to work smooth for you, you will see that there are all these bumps in the road when you lose focus. So, just a fun little analogy to maybe try to help put some things in perspective. And let's start this year off focused. Let's start this year off looking straight ahead, keeping our eyes on God and not letting all the things going on in the world around us distract us. All those things do is keep you from being able to access all the blessings and all the joy that God has for you. Every distraction just takes you away from the ultimate goal, the ultimate achievement that God has for you. So every time you allow some of these things to happen and you lose your focus, you might still make it to the other side just fine, but you've cheated yourself out of so many things. And I try to look at it that way, like I'm hurting myself. And sometimes we end up hurting the other people around us as a result. So you guys have a wonderful, happy new year. I've been crazy busy so far this year, and I'm sorry I haven't been on here more often, but I'm going to try to get some scheduling worked out. We'll see. I try. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But happy new year, everybody. Let's stay focused and have a wonderful 2022.